Love for them to please come to this app and play that phone call so that you guys, all of you, especially Tanya, can see the context of that fucking phone call. Because it was nothing malicious towards her. I was irritated because I called myself trying to take up for her. Where's she saying that? I don't know who started that shit, Gucci, but it had to. Look at all the people that's got the recordings. I can only, here's the deal. I wasn't there. So I can only assume that the people that have all these fucking recordings are the ones that started the recordings. Angie, if there was a question that you wish we would ask you, what would it be? I don't know. I'm just, based on all the data that you guys have seen, all the footage that you guys have seen, how you've seen me move on this app. Based on that, any question. That question was from Anonymous. Oh, I don't care. Ask any question. I mean, I wouldn't have for me to say what questions I think you should be asking is creating a narrative. I'm leaving it open for your own mind to think about all the footage that you've seen, all the data that you've seen, all the actions that you've seen from me, all the actions that you've seen from Tanya, everything that you've heard me say on this app, everything that you've heard Tanya say on this app. What questions? For me to tell you what questions to ask would be creating a narrative. Just be kind, I'm good. I'm good. The only thing I'm not good with is Tanya thinking I'm a liar. The only thing I'm not good with is Tanya thinking, that I'm came after her in malice, and now she thinks I'm a llama. I'm out on that. The only time y'all gonna see me live is when Tanya thinks something. So tell her to stop thinking that shit, and you won't have to see me live. Did your wife know you were being flirtatious towards Tanya? At the time, no, she didn't, but she knows now. But no, at the time she didn't. I mean, she probably would have if she wasn't sleeping in the other room 6 months before we separated, but, nothing just happens, y'all. Nothing just happens. Like, if you ain't taking care of business at home, I mean, somebody else will. I mean, that's just the bottom line. Given how you are feeling right now, what would you change or warn people about on TikTok? I would just warn people, never ever in life to be in a Discord or a Zoom or anything like that, because these people are fishing for content. I would also warn people never in fucking life to give people your personal information off any social media app if you don't want it to end up back on this app. Do you think their hair and delays are still working together? Wait, what? Black Tina, that don't make sense. Hey, Salty, do you think their hair and delays are still working together? I don't know what that means. I don't know how somebody's hair can be working with somebody. Was J4P the reason for the breakup with your wife? No. The reason for the breakup for me and my wife was between me and her. And I'm not going to get into it because it's between me and her. But Tanya, Polisa, and Blaze were on those text messages on how I had to go to work that day. They know exactly the final straw and the final fallout on how we ended up separated. And somehow all three of them come on here and act like they don't remember that voice note. Do you think Tanya and Blaze are still working together? I don't know what they doing. Like, I haven't talked to Tanya in forever, guys, and I've never fucked with Blaze like that. So I don't know what they're doing, and I'm not going to speculate or assume. I know what they're saying, and they're both saying that they're not. So who am I to say anything different? I don't talk to either one of them. Do you think that her and Blaze are still working together? Like, same thing. I don't know. I don't talk to either one of them. And I don't have an opinion on anything that I don't have facts on. Why do they think you're a llama? Shit, Linda. That is a great question, Linda. Go ask them. Tell them to run the data. because I don't know Kappa, and I don't know any of these people. I don't know any of these people. I've been on my platform from day one. I just told y'all that the first time I talked to police off this app was in an email. That was on March 24th. I had been on this app, already established a fucking organic platform of over 40,000 people before I even knew who Polisa was. So I don't know. Are you looking to repair the relationship with Tanya? I'm not looking to do anything. I never left my friendship with Tanya. Tanya left the friendship with me. But I feel like I know the type of woman that she is. So, you know, if she ever came back around and wanted to be my friend again, I would definitely entertain it. But I never left the friendship. So it's nothing for me to repair. I didn't do anything malice to the friendship. I didn't make the friendship dysfunctional. She did. Does Tanya actually have data to end all of this for good? That's a question for Tanya Slices. I don't know what data Tanya has, but what I can tell you is that it has to be quite a bit. Do you regret getting involved with people in the stance of J4P? 1,000%. 1,000%. 1,000 times 10 times infinity %. How could I trust her again? Like I said in my last live, there's conversations that you guys are not privy to that we had as friends. And I feel like that I do know a good side of her. You know what I mean? So, yeah. I'm not no fake-ass person. I'm just not. And I've made mistakes before with people in friendships. I've made mistakes in relationships, and people have given me another chance. And I believe that she's a good person, and so I absolutely would. You don't think Tanya used you financially and led you on? I can't say that or not. If she did, that's her karma that she would have to deal with. All I'm concerned with is what I did was from my heart, and I would do it again. See, that's how I think. Like when I walk up to somebody on the street who doesn't have a place to be, who doesn't have food, and I walk in the store and I get them 2 bags of groceries and I bring it back out. What if they sell those groceries to get drugs or alcohol or whatever, and they don't eat that food? It's not on me. I did what I was supposed to do as a good person, as a humanitarian, and make sure that I got them food because I had the means to get them food. That's the way I think of stuff like that. I did my part. Exactly so. I'm not Tanya. I'm not in her head. I'm not in her heart. I'm not in her spirit. I don't know what she did. She knows what she did. I don't. And if that is what she did, then it would be her karma that she has to deal with, not me. I did what I was supposed to do. Well, can I get $40? Can you get $40 to go to the casino? Girl, hell no. Listen. You're going to have to run a motherfucking ledger for me to send you $40. Like, this is too much. Hey, Mika, hey. So, in November, you and your wife were kind of separated. November of 2022, yes. Well, it was before November 2022. We were in the same house, but she was sleeping in the master bedroom, and I was sleeping on the couch for, like, the last 3 or 4 months. And then a big situation happened. And the next day, we had a conversation, and we mutually decided that it was over. Did you see my question, or did it get filtered? I don't know, Mafia, so let me go back. What countries are you thinking about moving to? I'm definitely considering moving abroad. I know for a fact, Mafioso, that I'm going to end up in Africa. So that's my main place where I'm moving to, Africa. But I'm going to travel to some different places before then. But Mika, was that Mika? Did that answer your question? Because I know y'all got this whole narrative out there. You know what I'm saying? Like, I said it in my last live. Like, man, so when did you meet Tanya? I met Tanya, and I'm glad you asked that. I got this screenshot of when I first got into this group. It was in June June of 2022. I started gathering feelings for Tanya, listening to her in her POV. It wasn't about the way she looked. It was her mind, because all day long, like, I'm glad you asked this question, Mika. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. So I came into these groups, right? In, I want to say June. Hold on. I got the screenshots. And then I'll tell you. And maybe that'll make sense and I'll stop hearing dumb shit. Like, you don't even know what that girl smell like. Y'all sound real fucking stupid. Real fucking stupid. Because how do you get to know somebody? It's communication, right? You're communicating. Well, when you talk to somebody every day, all day, you're talking to people 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, falling asleep on the fucking phone, you probably get to know that person pretty well, right? Because when you're in the physical world, a lot of times what happens is the physical takes over what builds a foundation to a relationship, which is a friendship, right? What happens, you be so attracted physically to that person, then you start a physical relationship, and then the physical relationship fizzles out the part of the relationship that builds the part that make it last, the foundation, which is the communication and getting to know somebody's mind, getting to know their spirit. Like, you see how that triggered me? Like, y'all tried to play me for a damn fool, man. Like, come on now. Hold up. I'm getting to the screenshot, Mika, and then I answer your question. It was okay, so June 26th of 2022 is when I was entered into all these different chats with J4P, right? So around that time is when I started getting to know Tanya. So this is how it went, y'all. All day long, it would be intel going on, right? And whoever can be in the chat to review and listen to the intel, which was Tanya, watching people's lives and giving her POV on what's going on in the live, and then providing full context around and connecting dots to other things that had happened in previous lives. You know what I mean? And just, y'all know how she do. She put shit together. Well, I work a lot. And so I would be in the Zoom calls, but I really couldn't engage because I was working. And the type of work that I do as a sales manager in a dealership, I always had salespeople standing in front of me waiting on, their numbers for their customer, or I had to submit deals to banks or whatever. So I couldn't engage a lot in the Zoom calls. But what I could do is have my earbud in and I can listen and hear. And that's where it started. Listening to her all day long. 7-8 hours of this woman in my ear, giving her POV. And she was fucking brilliant. All day long. And it was just like, damn, I didn't think about that like that. Holy shit. Like, she knows her shit. She was brilliant. And that's where it started. Like, I really started wanting to get on Zooms rather than be at home. And that's because home was broken. It was broken. Right? And I had nobody to talk to about it being broken. Because the two women that I talked to the most, which was Tanya and Polisa, they didn't believe in talking in people's marriages. Neither one of them. They weren't finna talk in my marriage and be disrespectful like that. So I was just on my own trying to deal with a broken home. And then now here I am listening to this brilliant ass woman all day long in my ear. And I started feeling some type of way about her. That is so-so. That is. Like, even when I'm getting readings done, they always say, you guys used to work together. And I'm just like, no. But it would seem that way because we spent so much time in Zooms doing intel and shit. What is one bad thing that happened to you because of J4P? One bad thing that happened to me because of J4P. Tanya not talking to me. Polisa barely engaged. She barely engaged. And that's something that I went back and reflected on. She barely was engaging. It was a lot of times, so many times, you would hear Tanya in the voice note saying, where y'all at? Where y'all at? Who are y'all still in here? Are y'all still up? Like just recently when I was putting together that timeline for YouTube. You don't know how many times I heard Tanya in a voice note saying, where y'all at? Where'd y'all go? And then, you'll see me pop up and say, sorry, hon, I'm working a deal or whatever. But she was MIA a lot. And now that I go back and I reflect on that, I can almost guess why. When you spend so much time together, it happens. It does so. And that's what's so irritating to me. For people would be sitting up acting like I saw Tanya in a couple of lives and now I'm sitting up talking about I love her. What? No. This is a woman that I had multiple conversations with frequently and at one point in time every single day. All day long, this woman in my ear. Her telling me about her family, me telling her about my family. You know what people do, getting to know each other like as friends. Like y'all be killing me with that shit. Like I believe that there's nothing that can come out of as far as a romantic relationship without a friendship. But y'all just acting like, oh man, you didn't even barely know Tanya. Like I saw some of y'all so-called truth seekers in the comments with that bullshit. I'm 46 years old. You don't think I know what I feel when I feel? Like I said, my first marriage was 22 years. I think I know how I feel when I feel it. Fuck out of here. The difference is that in all of my relationships, it was in the physical world. So this was different. And I think that's why it was so intriguing for me, because it wasn't in the physical world. And I specifically only had one thing to focus on, and that was her mind. That was her mind. And her mind is absolutely fucking brilliant. And then after that, her spirit is beautiful. Her soul is beautiful. And I can go on and on and on and on and on what I think about that woman. And that's why it kills me that she doesn't believe me. Yeah, mafioso. Yeah. Listen, I got talked about a lot. I'm like, your ass was snoring like a motherfucker. Oh my God, snoring. Oh, you're welcome, Mika. I said y'all can ask me any questions. I don't care. Once again, I'm opening up answering questions. I don't care. Even if you believe Tanya's complete narrative about me, I don't care. Come ask the question. Because I know what the fuck is true and what's not true. Period. Sounds like you still have your nose open about Tanya. Wide the fuck open. I could lie. I could be a liar. That motherfucker is wide deep open. That's why I've been in Herman mode. To myself. Healing. Watching her drag me all over this fucking app. I would lie, but I mean, what's the point of lying? What other questions? Because when it's not real, you can turn it on and off like a faucet, right? Right. Congratulations. I guess my application is still pending. I'm lost. Do you think you need to detox yourself from those people? I have already detoxed myself from those people. I've already healed. And I've already forgave. But I can't sit here and lie and say that it doesn't bother me. You know what I mean? I don't know who you are. Typo inside jokes. Who is Deacon? Hi, Angie. Did Polisa ever pay you back your money? Polisa doesn't owe me any money. These were my friends. Like, what do you guys not understand? These were my friends. Polisa doesn't owe me any money. I helped Polisa out just like I helped Tanya out because these were my friends. I cared. Polisa had children in the house. I knew what was going on with her husband. And so I didn't mind helping because I had extra. I never asked for it or expected it to come back to me. I helped Tanya out. No, she didn't have children in the house, but she had another special situation. And that's why I helped her. She was my friend. And no, I never asked for it back, never expected it to come back. Because that's what friends do. They hold each other the fuck down. And that's what I did. Yes, Scoochie, I am going to pay her back. That was not me saying that. That was Tanya saying I wouldn't pay them shit back. They would have been paid back had I not went through that whole situation with that dealership and had to start over again. You were doing what your heart told you to do. Can't find. I was. I am a good friend. I always have been. I've always been like that. It's not just this group of people on this app that I've been like that with. I've been like that my whole life. My whole life. Like, you go back, it's friends on here that's been friends with me for over 20 years that follow me right here on TikTok, and they will tell you she's been the whole same way the whole life. She's always been very giving, always generous. She's always there for her friends. I've been like that my whole life. And that's why I be laughing at y'all on here creating these narratives. It's people right here on TikTok that follow me that's been knowing me for over 20 years. And they looking at y'all sideways like, what the fuck are they talking about? No, I don't think that all of them were really my friends. No, I don't think all of them were really my friends. Who's Slices? I missed your question. Hold on. I don't see it, Slices. Resend it. I don't see it. Oh, okay. It was filtered. Yeah, try to reword it a little bit, Slices, and send it back. You know, TikTok will filter you out. I'm sad for you, but happy you healing. Don't be sad for me. Don't be sad for me. Now that I've grown spiritually, things like this have to happen to you in your space for you to learn lessons based on the things that you're doing wrong to yourself. You know why this thing happened with me with J4P and all of this? It's because I wasn't doing self-care. I wasn't putting myself first. That's why. And so the universe made all this happen with J4P, with Tanya, with all this stuff happen on purpose to me, for me to learn a lesson, to take care of myself first, and I'm first before anybody. And so you don't have to feel sorry for me. That was on me. I put my own self in that situation. And I just had to learn the lesson. I had to go through my own karma for not taking care of myself, for not, doing self-care, for not putting me first. That's my karma I had to deal with. This whole situation is my karma. It may have been asked, but do you think she really was ever your friend or a meal ticket? I think she was my friend because we were friends before I helped her financially. So yes, I do really think that she was my friend. I still think that Tanya cares about me. Girl, you ain't never lied, Gucci. You ain't never lied. I mean, when I tell you them people, they a lesson for every damn body. Like facts. But understand that you don't go through anything that's difficult that you haven't set up for yourself. And I set all of that up for myself by not taking care of myself, by not putting myself first. That was my karma that I had to deal with. It was just more difficult because it was in public. I had to deal with it publicly. But, you know, when the universe or God or whatever you believe in continues to send you signs and you continue to ignore those signs, you're going to have to come up against that tower for you to learn that lesson. And this was my tower. It was a big tower, and I had to just sit in it and hold myself accountable for not loving myself enough, you know, not to put myself in these type of predicaments, you know, self-love and self-care and self-healing. I was not doing. I was putting everybody before me. And this was my karma. So when is your Surviving J4P documentary coming out? It's not a documentary, but I told y'all that I'm writing a screenplay, and that motherfucker is Bombay. I done wrote the shit out of this screenplay. The shit out of it. It is absolutely amazing so far. When I finish it, I'll make sure I let you guys know. I am going to shop it for it to get bought, and I guarantee you it will get bought. I guarantee you y'all will be sitting in the theaters like, oh my fucking God. Listen, I wrote the shit out this screenplay, y'all. But it's not just surviving J4P, it's surviving social media, period. And you know, Tanya can tell you, this is the dumbest shit that I did not know. Like forever, I didn't know that you can download somebody's fucking video. My country ass. I had no idea that you can just save somebody's video to your phone. Like, that's how green I was. And that's why I'm so proud of myself now for what I know now, you know, as far as virtually, because I'm telling you, I didn't know shit. I tried to look the llamas up, but it's too many of them. So from what I understand, you got the Kappa llamas, and then you got, I can't remember that dude's name, but he's always live too. But he created a whole nother set of these llama people. So I don't know. And I don't know why, and I don't care. It don't have shit to do with me. Most of what I know, I get it from watching Tanya's lives still. I watch her lives from the outside. So when when I know about what's going on in these other people's lives, it's because I'm watching her live from the outside. Yeah, TV head. I'm very happy you found your peace. Thank you, Elizabeth. That's just, like I said, that was my karma. That was my lesson. I had to learn how to find peace within myself and take care of myself, because I absolutely was not taking care of myself. I was so focused on, trying to take care of everybody else and just not taking care of myself. And when you really think about it, if you're not taking care of yourself, then are you really, really being there for people that you say you care about? No. The best way for you to show people that you care about them is to take care of yourself and show them that you care for yourself. So once again, I've had a whole nother live. Not disrespecting Tanya. Not disrespecting our privacy. I mean, there's nothing else I can possibly say. It's just very triggering for me. I'm not even going to lie. It's very triggering for me to hear her say some of the things that she said about me when I know that she knows different. You need to learn to say no. I'm 63 years old. I'm just saying... I'm just now learning that. No, you're right. Yeah, it's time to leave the oh, girl, when I tell you that shit ain't coming with me in 2024, I mean that. I am on a journey of right is right and wrong is wrong, regardless of who it is. I mean, that's the way it should be, Gucci, with everybody. Right is right and wrong is wrong. The problem with that is that people allow these... online reputations that they've built, because to take up for these people some of them, it's hard work to build a platform, especially when you're black, especially on TikTok. You know, whether it's you're building a platform with lives for whatever reason, or you're building a platform with content for whatever reason. When you black, you know, your accounts are always being mass reported. And, you know, I used to say this all the time to Tanya, because we would decompress after her lives, and we would bounce ideas and thought processes based on what happened in her life off of each other at the end of every live, right? And one thing I always said to her was the type of lives that she does with the intel, people reporting, that's a big deal. So that's why it took me being a moderator and making sure, doing my part to make sure that her lives went smoothly and it wasn't cutting out, because I'm on the outside looking in. And when it's being reported, you're missing information. You're missing information out of her POV and the context that she's trying to lay out. And then you're missing information out of the actual live or footage that she's showing, which can make your thought process go in left field where it's not supposed to be, where she's not where she's wanting you to be, where she's wanting you to focus on. So, yeah, it's hard work is what I'm trying to say, to build those platforms, whether it's on for lives or for content. So I understand not wanting to lose your reputation that you've worked hard for. You know what I mean? I get that. But at the end of the day, it does really come down to right is right, wrong is wrong. The truth is the truth, and the lie is the lie. And that's where I'm going to stance. And that's where I've always stance. And that's how I ended up after that bullshit on November 27th in Tanya's live. Because all I knew is that I was being lied on and she was being lied on. That's all I knew. I didn't know why. I was confused. And you guys saw that footage that's in 4K. I was crying. I was emotional. I didn't understand. I was hurt because I thought we were all family. I thought we were all friends. But what I was not going to do is just stance on a lie. Because let me give y'all an example. On Polisa, this woman is so arrogant that she will lie, know that you know that she's lying, and expect you to stance for her. Let me give you an example. When Tanya and Marilyn pull my finger, start having their little whatever, right? And Tanya thought she was a fucking, what's it called? A op, which we all know now without a doubt. All of us that have sense, we all know without a doubt she's a fucking op, right? A mole, a op, she all of the fucking above, right? Well, when that happened, Pull My Finger, obviously, and Polisa were still good friends. So Pull My Finger was still showing up in Polisa's lives, of course, as a moderator, of course. But so was Tanya, a moderator in Polisa's lives. So Tanya, being a direct person, right, came to Polisa in private and was like, I don't feel comfortable being in your lives anymore because of Pull My Finger being there. And Polisa was like, I don't think about moderators like you think about moderators, because Tanya took moderators very seriously. And Polisa was like, I don't think about moderators the way you think about moderators, so I don't give a fuck if Pull My Finger is a fucking moderator. I don't give a fuck about that. She don't have to be no fucking moderator on my platform. I don't give a shit about that. Right? So it was just me, Tanya, and Polisa at the time, because we had already separated intel from the other girls in the group. And so that conversation happened, and I can't remember, I'm not even going to speculate, but it wasn't very long after that we were in Polisa's live and Pull My Finger came in. And she was doing her regular thing, very vocal in the comments and whatever. And I noticed that Tanya left the live. And so, I messaged her, asked her if she was all right or whatever. Well, again, Tanya being direct, she brought it up to Polisa the next day and was like, listen, Pull My Finger still in your live as a moderator or whatever. And y'all, I'm not even making this shit up. Polisa was like, I never said that Pull My Finger was not going to be my moderator. I never said that. Now, mind you, me, her, and Tanya are on this Zoom call. And she specifically said, I don't give a fuck about Pull My Finger being on. She don't have to be no moderator. She don't, because my space is for black women first. It's a safe space for black women first. Pull my finger, don't have to be no moderator. She specifically said that. And now here we are, whatever, a day, 2 days later, in a Zoom. And Tanya is reminding her that you said that you didn't care, basically. You were going to unmod, pull my finger. And I never said that. I never said that. Well, I'm sitting back being quiet because these are two adult women. I'm letting them handle their thing. I'm not saying anything. But y'all, police literally was like, Angie, you know I didn't say that. Would you please tell her I didn't say that? Y'all, this is how arrogant this woman is. I'm telling y'all. She know that I know that she know that I know that she absolutely said it. And she still, with the arrogance, thought that I was going to say, no, she didn't say it. But that's not who I am. I'm somebody that's going to tell the truth. I don't give a fuck. And that's what I did. I said, no, Felicia, that's not what you said. You said that you didn't give a fuck about pull my finger being a moderator. And that it wasn't that serious. She doesn't have to mod for you. That's what you said. And she went off on me. She went off on me and got ready to do it. Every time somebody calls her to the truth and calls her to the carpet, she leaves the Zoom. She hangs up. She runs. And that's what she was getting ready to do that day. But I'm just giving y'all as an example. This is how arrogant this woman is. This is how messy this woman is. She knew what she had said. And still, because we were friends and she knew I cared about her, she just automatically thought that putting me on the spot, I was just going to go along with her lie. Absolutely not. And I believe when I look back that day, she knew that she was going to use me as a fucking pawn to go after fucking Tanya. She knew that day because I wouldn't stance with her on something that small. So she knew damn well I wasn't going to stance for her. When they did whatever they decided they were going to do with Tanya, they knew goddamn well I wasn't stancing for that shit. And I didn't. And I didn't. Absolutely not. But I just wanted to give y'all that as an example. That's who we dealing with. That's the type of woman we dealing with. Like I'm sitting there listening to her like, you know that I know that you know that I know what the fuck you said. Like, and you sitting here asking me like, what? That's who y'all dealing with. Just so you know. That's who y'all dealing with. Like this whole live with I create like ooh, Lord. I'm going to let y'all have that. But you can see clearly what's going on. It's the same exact day. And the same exact thing is going on. So you have to ask yourself, is somebody being set up or is it just the same script and it has all the same players in it? That's where I'm at. Because what is the odds of the same exact day for the same exact shit to be going on and all the same players are involved? Like, what's the odds? Is somebody really being set up or is it just fuckery for entertainment? And my point of view, it's the latter. Like, what's the odds? The same exact day. Like, get the fuck out of here, yo. Get the fuck out of here. Same exact day. November 27th. Same shit going on. Like, what? Same players involved. Yeah, okay. Wait, what's going on, Gucci? What happened? Oh, yeah. It was also said that I wasn't sober. I am still sober. And my family is super, super proud of me. I am still sober. Not one drop. Still sober. My family just did a whole shindig for me to celebrate. Thank you, Nene. I appreciate it. I'm going to keep going. You know, like I said in the last live, I just think that I've drank enough for all of y'all times 10. I've drank enough for all of y'all and your family members. So I just think I'm just tired of it. So I really am not even missing it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just tired of it. I'm so tired of it. Thank you, Jenna. Tired of it. And then tired of what comes along with that. You know what I mean? There's things that you guys don't know with my drinking at the house that you guys didn't see, that, my wife saw, my family saw that, I didn't want to do it anymore. I didn't want to do it anymore. Thank you, Andrew. I just didn't want to do it anymore. And then on top of that, I saw the way it was affecting my friendship with Tanya, which meant a lot to me. So that was something else. I just didn't want to do it anymore. That's a good thing, Nene. Just never touch it. Never touch it. It's not cool. Not only is it killing your body and your organs slowly, but, it changes your personality. It changes who you are when you're abusing it. Yeah. My dad struggled with it for many years. He was sober the last 13 years of his life, but he did struggle with it for many, many years. He saw a lot of combat situations in the military. He was special forces when we were overseas. So he's seen a lot of things that created a lot of trauma for him. But it's definitely not a good coping mechanism when there's other things you can fall back on spiritually, friends, family. There's so many other positive things that you can fall back on rather than killing yourself slowly. When you have gifts and you have these beautiful gifts to give to the world, you sitting back, self-medicating and killing yourself slowly is not what it do. Because not only are you robbing yourself from a better life, but you're robbing people that you absolutely can influence to have a better life as well. You can influence their mindset. You can influence their thought process. And that's why social media could be such a powerful tool if we would use it correctly and stop using it to come on here and drag and dog the fuck out of each other for entertainment, entertaining these white folks. Like, look at the mindsets that we're talking about here. Look at the brilliance that we're talking about here. Look at the pool of talent that we're talking about here. Think about across the spectrum on this side of Black TikTok, each one of these collectives, right? Think about the pool of talent in those collectives. Even the individuals like Tanya and myself that stands on our own platforms, look at the talent. Look at the brilliance. Look at the thought process. What would fucking happen if you took all of that talent and they all moving towards the same direction for the same goal? What would fucking happen? It's really sad when you think about it. It would be these people worst fucking nightmare. Their worst nightmare. And that's why I love this picture. Because I love her eyes in that picture. I love her hair. Everything in that picture says that that woman is stanced. Everything. I love that picture. A stance on everything. I'm not on here just talking. When you hear me talking about my ancestors on stance, they gang, I mean that. I mean that. When you see me on here making content, telling you that I'm chosen, I'm gifted, I mean it. I mean it. When I say I'm stanced in the community, I mean it. I've been arrested because cops are doing too much with one of our men. I've been there. I've been there. I truly, truly believe in the additional gifts that Black women come out of the womb with, mentally, emotionally, physically. I really believe, my own point of view, that we are the strongest beings walking the earth. I truly believe that. And so it's nothing for me to uplift black women with their gifts, because there's so many of us that have been drugged all through society that nobody's ever told us that we are gifted. Nobody's ever told us that. They told us that we're ugly. They told us that we were promiscuous. They told us that we were fat. They told us that we were dumb. They told us we should stand behind a man no matter what. Even if the man that's standing in front of us doesn't measure up, they still tell us to stand behind him. But then I look on this app, and it's black women dragging the fuck out of black women. Talented black women. Intelligent black women. Gifted black women. And I just don't understand it. I don't understand any of it. And maybe that's why it's so hard for people to believe that I am genuine, that I've only told the truth. I mean, it's because it's not popular. I don't see it in anybody on this app. I'm being honest. That's not a dig at anybody, but I absolutely am different. Like, I'm very genuine. I've been on here genuine. Even when I was acting cray-cray, that's me being genuine. It's just a part of who I am. You know how all of us have those different dynamics of our personalities. And most of the time, I'm very feminine, to be honest with you. But when you start pushing those buttons, especially fucking with mines, or who I perceive to be mines, that's when you get all of my masculine energy. And sometimes my masculine energy is toxic. Like, I'm ready to, y'all know what it is. You've heard me on this app. But I've gotten to a place at 46 years old where I can balance my feminine energy and masculine energy. But don't get it twisted. I will and can go there when I feel like it's gone too far. But most of the time, I'm very soft-spoken and very feminine. And so I really don't understand black women on here lying on black women, dogging black women out, dragging black women, talking about the way black women look, talking about black women's societal status. I don't understand any of that. I'm sorry, I don't. And like I said, I'm not digging on any one person, because collectively as a group on this side of Black TikTok, the majority of y'all do that all day long. And the majority of the people that's watching that shit is white folks. You're on here entertaining white folks, dragging your own people. Your own fucking people. I'll use Blaze as an example because everybody knows it's no secret that me and Blaze don't fuck with each other. But I have never came on this app and talked about his house. Never. Never. Never will. Why? I'm glad his children have a place to live. Y'all ain't seen me come on this app and talk about somebody's criminal record. Talk about somebody's spouse. And it was brought up. I want to address that. It was brought up. Oh, no, I just mentioned your spouse, but I didn't attack your spouse. Mentioning somebody's spouse. Let's clear that up right now. Mentioning somebody's spouse or family member in your life when you know that you have multiple people coming to your lives, that is an attack. That is an attack. Because they're going to take that name that you mentioned and they're going to go to that person's Facebook page. They're going to go to that person's IG page. They're going to go to their Snapchat and they're going to find that person with that name. And they're going to harass them because they don't like you. That's where y'all got life and bullshit all mixed up. And that's why you have no business mentioning, attacking none of the above with people's families. Period. What's up, Gucci? What's your question? So no, I didn't agree with all that shit that was being done with Blaze's wife, but Blaze, I didn't agree with him mentioning other people's spouse. That dude had a full conversation about my ex-wife and never have even met her. Never even, and he had her name in his mouth for a full life. Police it too. And now recently Tanya. And people went to my Facebook, found her, and calling her on Facebook, calling her on IG. Why? She don't have nothing to do with none of that. None of this. That's attacking. You may not be verbally attacking, but you mentioning their name, knowing how many people watch your lives, it's an attack. It's an attack. Because you know that you got people that ain't all there watching your lives. And they're taking that information that you're giving out freely for no fucking reason about people that have nothing to do with what's going on in this app. And they're going to go search and find those people, and they're harassing those people. I don't agree with it. Either way. No matter what collective or individual platform it's coming out of. It is wrong. It's wrong. Whatever beef you got going on with people on this app, you need to keep it with those people and their names. Period. Gucci, what's your question? Yeah, Winter. I mean, it just don't make no sense. I had a homegirl on here on one of my content pieces asking me about my family just because she hasn't heard from me in a while. And I had to inbox her and say, don't put a comment, inbox me. That's pathetic that I have to do that. It's pathetic that I have to do that. Who was that just sent me a request? I shouldn't have to do that. Like, I should be able to have a friend that's been knowing me for over 20 years. I did see it, but it went away, Gucci. Send it back. A friend that's been knowing me for over 20 years should be able to leave a comment on one of my content pieces without it being some shit.
Out my own question. I just have one question because I don't agree with talking about people, family member, and I have always said to leave the kids and the spouses alone, always, regardless on who platform. I don't believe in that, but I do have a question. When you were with J4P and they would talk about people, family members, did you tell them not to do it? Like, did you voice your opinion on that, or did you go along with it?
I did voice my opinion in private, just like I voiced my opinion in private about the whole monkey thing. It was several things that I didn't agree with that I voiced in private.
Okay.
In Zoom calls. That's not something that's, a secret. They all know that. I really didn't say much in the Zoom calls, you know what I mean? But when I really strongly disagreed with something, I would say it in the Zoom calls. That's not something that I held back on. I just didn't agree with some things, you know what I mean?
Would you apologize if you participated? Would you apologize to people, family?
I haven't participated in bringing
Oh,
up
you didn't
anybody's family.
participate? Okay.
The only thing I have said was everybody knows that if somebody messed with mines, it's open season on their pets and kids. I did say that in 4K, and I apologize for saying that in 4K.
Okay, I was just wondering because, like I said, you go low. When a person go low, you go lower. But I also feel like people, family, children, and spouses shouldn't be brought up in it. And I, never did talk, regardless on whose side I'm on, I never did talk about anybody's spouse or children. I didn't participate in that at all. I don't agree with that. And
There's not any footage. There's not any footage. Hold on just a second. There's not any footage that you can go and pull up of me talking about somebody's spouse, talking about where they live, talking about their kids. None of that. The only footage they've ever had of me talking about children is when I said, if somebody fucks with me, fucks with my family, fucks with mines, it's open season on everybody that has something to do with them. They have that footage. And I have since apologized for saying that in 4K. But other than that, you've never seen me on here talking about somebody's kids or spouse or where they live or where they work. None of that. You don't have not one footage or any data of me talking about any of that because I don't believe in that.
Yeah, me either. I just don't, never will. Because I got family and I got, I don't want nobody to be talking about my family on an app that they don't have nothing to do with nothing. I mean, that's stupid and childish,
They all do it though, and I just don't understand it.
On our side, but and for me, I just like, hey, some things I just don't speak of. I just sit back and I'm not going to participate in it because they're going to do it regardless if you speak on it or not. But me being who I am, I just don't do it. I don't care who it is. I don't dislike a person that bad to speak on children, spouses, or family member. I just don't have the energy to do it.
I mean, I got a lot of energy to do it. I just don't believe in doing it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't believe in that. Like, if I got a problem with you because of something you said or did on this app, then that's with you. And most of these people, I'm just gonna sub the fuck out of them. If I feel like they've said something that's disgusted me on this app, I'm gonna sub the fuck out of them. I don't even want their names on my platform because they're constantly saying that people are trying to use their names for clout. Nobody, well, not all of us need y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like, my platform is organic. Before I even knew who y'all were, organically, over 40,000 followers by myself, just coming on here saying what I believe. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't understand.
To be honest, Angie, I just wish a lot of this should have been dead a long time. Oops, I might shouldn't say it. A lot of this should have been done a long time ago. Every day, every month, it's getting old, it's getting frustrating. It's like, you know what? 2024 is about to come in, and a lot of this I am not going to do.
Well, not a lot of it for me. It's none of it for me.
I'm not gonna do it. I'm like,
none of it for me.
I mean, life is short.
Yep.
It's ridiculous. Some of it ridiculous. We are mad with people. We disliking people for no reason at all. Like, it's none whatsoever. It's kindergarten crap. It's literally kindergarten mess. And hey, I'm done. And people get mad when you go to other people's platform. I'm going where I want to go. You cannot call me an op because I want to go and listen to someone. Maybe I'm trying to learn something or whatever, but people need to stop saying people an op because they go over here, they go over there. I'm grown. I pay my own phone bill. I'm going where I want to go.
Well, that's been the mentality, on this app, as far as people going. Now, I've never heard Tanya say that. I've always heard her say that she doesn't care where, she doesn't want supporters that don't feel like they can go anywhere else. I've always heard her say that. But for, the most part, everybody else, it's always, they're a op if they're over here, or they're a op that is over there if they're over there. I've never heard her say that, but everybody else I've heard. So I understand why that would be frustrating. Like, everybody on this app is grown. You know what I mean? It's like, you should be able to go where the fuck you want to go without people, coming up with narratives about who the fuck you really are.
But they don't. Sometimes people will say that, and I'm not directing this at no one, but they will. You can tell the difference in how they treat you, or you can see the difference. But I'm grown. People are grown, and all that when it first came out when the separation of J4P and Tanya, a lot of us supported. We didn't know what was going on because everybody was just together, literally just together. And the next day, it was like, y'all need to pick a side. Why do I have to pick a side if everybody was just together? You get what I'm saying? And then you became an op because you over here. You became an op because you over there. Now you on the green screen and you innocent. But that taught me a lesson because you can ride for somebody and they will turn their back on you and not support you or have your back. So it's me, it's Gucci girl and Gucci man, because that's my husband. That's all I care about. You get what I'm saying? Because
I do. At the end of the day, I don't have a problem stancing on my own platform. You know what I mean? I don't have a problem with that. I had my own platform before I knew any of these people. So I don't have a problem stancing on my own platform. I'm not even going to lie. With me being in corporate America in management for so many years, it is very triggering for me. for people to call me a liar. I don't like it because I've had to watch my back with white men trying to set me up because of things that they're doing in corporate. And it's very triggering for me. I don't like it when people are questioning my integrity, because I am somebody that stances on my integrity. And that's what makes me different from a lot of people. No matter if it makes me look bad, I'm just going to tell just what it is, period.
Now, I participated in laughing at someone, and saying things about someone, but I never talked about nobody being big, small, little, ugly, or nothing like that. Like, certain things I am gonna do and I'm not gonna do, but it's a lot of childish stuff going on, talking about people's looks, talking about this and talking about that. But I also believe when a person go low and the other person go lower, it is what it is. You can do that, but just leave people's family out of it.
Right. I get that. And that was one of the things that I really felt bad about. And I can remember us being in the Zoom call after that first live that Polisa had when, she called herself trying to call us out. And that was one of the things we discussed is how in the fuck the supporters, we felt bad for you guys because it was like you being put on the spot. But the same way I just gave y'all that example of how she did me with the whole pull my finger moderator thing, she did the supporters like that in that live. The supporters were in my live the night before. And she was in that live trying to get them to say or to believe that I had done something wrong. When if you go back and look at the footage of that live, it's in the comments. It's supporters in the comments saying, what did Angie do? I was in that live last night. What did Angie do? What did Angie do? But she was so busy trying to create a narrative that she didn't even see those comments. So, we felt bad for the supporters because, there was absolutely a message that was sent out like you're either over here or you're over there. And this whole time, everybody was just together. And then it was just that message that was just a line in the sand. And it shouldn't have been that way. It shouldn't have been that way.
And now that I got my eyes open, I see things clearly. It's just a lot of, it's just mess, like a mess in a big old ball. It's just mess. It's just dumb. Because we're not liking somebody because of somebody else's issue. I don't like her because she is a Angie supporter. I don't like her because nothing I have done to you personally, but because I haven't said anything about you, but because I am that person's supporter. It's some good people that I have met on this app, genuine people, but majority of the people are some BS because they are puppets.
I'm just not going to do it. Just like, to give you guys an example, like everybody keeps trying to make me have some type of malice towards Tanya just because of what she's been doing. But if I did that, then I would be a puppet. That's not how I feel. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm just telling y'all how I feel. I'm going to continue to be genuine. But it's so many people, like every time I go live, they be in the comments like, they want me to say bad stuff about her, but I'm just not going to. What I'm going to do is tell the truth. That's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to tell what the facts are. But it's not on my heart to come on here and drag her. That's not my style. That's not my style with people I fucking care about. I don't do that. And I'm not a puppet. So nobody's going to make me do that. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I'm just a very genuine person.
Yeah, me too. And I honestly want peace for everybody in all the sides, on all sizes, because at the end of the day, we making ourselves look bad. For what reason? Reason?
And that's exactly why I'm not going to do certain things, period. Like, the only thing y'all will ever be able to say over this last 90 days, since Tanya's been subbing me, is that I came out and showed you guys some receipts to try to clear my name. You won't be able to say that I came on here and called her out her name. You won't be able to say that I came on here and attacked her maliciously. You won't be able to say that I came on here and attacked her family, attacked her children. You won't be able to say any of that. You won't be able to say that I came on here out of character. You won't be able to say any of that. It won't be any footage showing that. None of that. None of that. The only thing you will be able to say is she came on and she showed us where the money is coming from, how it worked, how it got transferred to her on PayPal, what card she used. Who the fuck would do any of that? Somebody who actually cares about their friend thinking that they're lying. That's who.
And at the end of the day, it either gonna be respected or disrespected, but you cannot make nobody feel a certain way.
Nope.
Respect their boundaries, like I said before. Everybody need to respect other people's boundaries and let it be. But with me, I am done. Everybody are their own individual and they think the way they want to think. They should be able to go where they want to go. We are free. We not no slave to tell us, hey, you can go here, you can go there. We free.
So I do want to speak on that too, Poochie, because you said the same thing in that one live. But I absolutely have respected Tanya's boundaries. We don't talk.
But I'm not saying you haven't. I'm just saying everybody need to respect, regardless of what. I even need to respect your boundaries. I need to respect whatever boundaries somebody else has put down. But at the same time,
clear. Hold on a second. I just want to be clear. I have not talked to her. The reason why I messaged her the other day is because she was still lying on me. And instead of me coming on this app, I messaged her privately to ask her to stop lying on me. Stop lying on my ex-wife. Stop lying on my vice president of my coalition. I did it privately. That's why I messaged her the other day. But I have not talked to her at all.
well, like I said, I wish you the best. I wish everybody the best. I wish everybody on all sizes the best. Each side the best. Because at the end of the day, 2024 is approaching and we still is on the same BS we was doing in 2022.
Guess what?
I am not. I'm erasing I'm looking for peace.
It's not coming with me to 2024. I got way too much going on. I got positive shit that's popping. Good shit that's popping. So this shit is not going with me in 2024. It is just extremely triggering for me, for her specifically. Everybody else has been on here lying and doing the most with me too, but for her specifically to be lying on me, it's very triggering for me. So that's something that I gotta keep praying on. I gotta keep praying on it, but it's very triggering.
And I understand that, like I said, I cannot tell you how to feel. No one can tell you how to feel. I got a cold, so I'm trying to get over it. But you feel the way you feel, and your feeling is valid. It is what it is. But at the end of the day, we are who we are. And it is what it is. Stop dwelling on the past and peace out and just let it be. Like, it is what it is to everybody.
Right.
You cannot
if my name is not being brought up, you wouldn't hear from me. You would just see my content on my platform. But my name keeps getting brought up in lies. Like, I'm not going to just sit back. And people keep, and not only is my name's being brought up and being brought up, but you're making content pieces and you're tagging white organizations with my fucking face in the content pieces.
But like, sometimes, Angie, sometimes in life I learned we don't have to address everything. Sometimes just let it be. Let it die down and it's on to the next. It's on to the next.
I feel you.
And I'm not just directing it to one particular person. I'm just saying in life, we don't have to address everything.
I hear you. I really haven't addressed everything. I've ignored this shit a lot. I've ignored this more than I've addressed it. Like, y'all haven't saw me all the time. It's just that I take it for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, and then I get tired of it.
Okay, well, you got 4 more weeks left in this. I think this year is 4 more weeks left. Because we got to let this be. Because I promise you, I'm not. I'm here for fun. I'm going to laugh. I don't care who it is. It can be Kappa. She say something funny. I'm laughing. It can be whoever. Petty Road. It can be whoever. I'm all about laughing. It can be. I don't. The drama is not about me, so I'm not in it.
I understand that. You know, I'm a little bit different person. It's some people on this app that I'm never gonna fuck with.
I mean, ain't nobody. What I'm saying is, y'all, you was deep in it. You know, I was one of the supporters only in the comments. I don't know what happened behind the screen, so no one has came to me other than some people that made video of me because I was a supporter, but no one has attacked me. So I don't have issue with nobody.
No,
That
I
you
understand.
get what I'm saying? Because I was just only a supporter in the comments. I don't know what went on behind the scenes. I don't know any of that. So that's why it's not that deep for me anymore.
No, I understand that. It's just some shit that I felt like it went way beyond
But
ridiculous.
if we can forgive certain people, we should be able to forgive a lot of people, especially if they did not attack you directly. It is you holding on to something that was because of somebody else, because of J4P, or is you holding on to it because they did it to you? You get what I'm saying?
It's me holding on to it because they did it to Tanya. Like I'm not. Some people I'm never gonna fuck with. I'm
I
sorry.
got you. I got you.
That may be
I
wrong.
understand that.
That may be wrong to a lot of y'all, but I'm not.
No,
No,
I'm not saying it's wrong.
absolutely the
I
fuck not.
can't tell you how to feel because, like I said, that would be you being a puppet. But it's a lot of puppet on this app. They're afraid to move on. They're afraid to do this. They're afraid to go here because they're scared they're gonna get doxxed. They're afraid of this. They're afraid of that. And it's childish for somebody to dox somebody because they want to move on and put this behind them. It's not fair to dox a person because they want to move on.
No,
People don't want to be in drama all the time.
if I, you know what I'm saying, I feel you on that. But everything that I have said tonight shows you that I'm not.
I
Everybody
just say
that
you
seen it,
were.
everybody. No. I'm not saying that you are saying that I am. I'm just elaborating. What I'm saying is, if I was a puppet, and I'm not saying that you're saying that I am. I'm just explaining, elaborating on what you're saying. If I was a puppet, there's no way that I would even be on here saying anything nice about Tanya after the things that she said about me in the last 90 days. But because I'm not a puppet and I am a genuine person, I can only tell you how the fuck I feel. And I'm not fucking with some of these people on this app because of some of the things that they have done and said to me and to Tanya. And some of them didn't say anything to me. They just said it to Tanya, and I can't fuck with it. I can't rock with some of that shit that has been done. I can't rock with that. Period. I ain't rocking with that.
That's
I ain't rocking with that, not even a little bit. And that's just me being real of who I am as a person. You know what I'm saying?
Hold
And
on one
I
second.
get what you're saying, though.
Hold on.
Okay. But I understand why she's getting that phone call, y'all. I understand what Gucci's saying. Like, if you're a supporter, you just been basically in the comments of these lives and you just been supporting different creators. I can understand how frustrating it is because with me being away from it and just standing on my own platform and being on the outside looking in, I can imagine how some of y'all feel. The shit is confusing. Some of y'all are just coming in this season, so you haven't been from the very beginning and watched all this shit unfold, and it is too much. It is 20 times worse than the Real Housewives of Atlanta. It's 20 times worse. It's so much information coming at you so fast on this internet. There's no way, unless you were here from the very beginning, to catch every single beef, every single argument, every single thing that happened. So it really isn't fair to supporters that, you know, have crossed the line and they like or support different creators that may be on opposite sides of each other. It really isn't fair to y'all. And, you know, that's unfortunate. It's unfortunate for y'all to have to sit back and try to pick and choose on what to believe and what not to believe. You know what I'm saying?
Now I was here for the most part, but a lot of things.
Hold on a second, Gucci. Walk the walk. I don't know who you are. So I don't know why you keep sending me requests. I don't know who you are.
So I was here in the beginning for a lot of it. But at the same time, if you just only a supporter in the comments, we don't know what's going on behind the scenes. So we don't know a lot of information that you all know.
Right. That's what I was just saying when you took your call. It's really not fair to y'all because you haven't seen every single thing that's going on. You know what I mean? Like there's information, even after the breakup of J4P, there's information that Blaze and Tanya were still doing intel with and collecting information that I don't know anything about. And I was talking to Tanya every day, but that's, you see what I'm saying? I don't know about it. And we were talking every day, but she keeps people in compartments. Whatever her and Blaze have going on, that's her and Blaze. That's in that compartment. Whatever me and her got going on, that's me and her. That's in that compartment. So I didn't know what the hell their intel was. Shit, I was waiting for her next live like everybody else to see what the fuck she was going to lay out, because that wasn't something that was discussed before the live. We would decompress and exchange thought processes after the live based on what happened in the live, but not before the live. I had no idea what she was getting ready to talk about in her live or what intel she had come up with. No idea. No idea. And so I can only imagine supporters being in all these different lives and hearing all these different narratives and how confusing it could be and how frustrating it can be, especially because it's not hard to really start liking some of these content creators when you're in their lives, because lives are different than content. Like I'm really big on content pieces, right? And just coming on and saying what's on my mind right off the top of my mind, right? That's my platform. It's just speaking off the top of my mind, how I felt about something I heard that day or that week or that month or whatever. But when it's live, you're actually being able to pick up on these people's mannerisms and their facial expressions and their body language and their personality, because you're looking at them live, right? So a lot of these content, these creators that go live a lot, it's hard not to like some of them. You know what I mean? And so when you start hearing all this crazy shit about them, it puts you in a precarious position where you don't know what to believe because you actually started liking this content creator. You feel me? So I understand where y'all coming from on that. I really do, because I was really, even though I was a part of J4P, I really wasn't like in lives all the time on the front. I was really in the comments a lot. So I get it. I get it.
And when you hear or you see them talking about a content creator and then you go to their page and you're like, oh, well, they're not as bad as I thought they were, or I was just one-sided and I looked at one side. But now that I'm seeing it with no one in my ear, I see them for who they are. And I'm like, oh, I'm not liking this person because of why. The issue is not about me. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's dumb now. It's childish.
Yeah, like you were saying earlier, it's just a lot of stuff that people don't see behind the scenes, and then there's a lot of stuff that people miss that's on the front line, but they missed it. You know what I mean? They don't understand, like a lot of the things that's happening on the front lines, it's meaning something else, and people don't get that because they don't understand the depths of how dark a lot of this shit is. Even though you see it on the front line, that's not really what's going on. It's not really what it is. And I didn't know that. I was green until I went behind the scenes and start really paying attention to timelines and data and footage. And then it was like, holy shit, this shit is fucking dark. This shit is dark.
Angie, do that have, like, what I have learned now is if it don't have nothing to do with me, I'm not in it anymore, because what this app taught me is like how I was riding for Blaze. I was team Blaze. But when whoever this Olivia Pope person made a video of me, and in his comment section, they was talking about, oh, she's a op, she this and she that. Blaze did not take up for me not one time. That taught me a lesson. I'm ride for myself. Because
I remember Olivia Pope too. I remember because she made some content pieces about me. I remember the Olivia Pope, and I have my own thoughts of who that is, but it doesn't.
It's probably the same. We probably thinking it's the same person. But what I'm saying is, when I was riding for Blaze and I was team Blaze, he could at least say, hold on, Gucci girl, she okay. I ain't seen her talk about me or nothing. Y'all lay off Gucci girl, you know what I'm saying? Because like I said, I'm a comment supporter. I'm not behind the scene. I'm not in no Zoom. I'm not in nothing. I'm a comment supporter. So he haven't seen me say nothing. So he didn't have my back. That taught me a lesson. Did nobody come and make, a rebuttal video of me or Jay-Z or the people that, our name was out there? Then nobody have our back. But here we are in the comment section fussing with this person, that person, this person. Not about no issue, not about my issue, about somebody else's issue. And they can't even take up for me? No, I don't need that.
I understand that. And I think that's why it's important for people to be, individuals. You know what I mean? That's why you'll never see me riding no more, period. Like,
No,
I was, even with me being a part of J4P, like I said, I still try to maintain my platform. Being a part of J4P, I think somebody asked me this in my last live, did that ruin your platform? It absolutely did. It ruined my platform because the content that I was duetting of police's content and stuff like that, I was being mass reported. So I got all these community violations on my platform where I end up shadow banned. Oh yeah, it was you, watch me. I end up shadow banned. And like I said before, the people organically that started following me on that on my platform, they don't even like any of these people. They don't follow any of them. They don't like any of them. They have the same thought process as I have as far as the community, and they don't even fuck with any of these people and don't understand why I did. You know what I mean? So it kind of took them away. Like, I get it all the time. They're in my inbox. Oh my God, I haven't seen you in forever. And it's because I'm shadow banned from real fucking content that's important to me and that's important to the people that started following me that had nothing to do with any of these people.
And I get so sick and tired of my community, black community, what are you doing in the community other than being on TikTok talking about the community? Like, what are you doing outside of TikTok?
Here's my thing, because I think that it's a positive to it and a negative, right? Because here's my point of view and the reason why I do my platform the way I do my platform. I believe that you can't make change. You can't be real change in our community without us changing how we think. So that's most of my content, trying to make you think differently, because of the way we think collectively as a community is the reason why we're making the decisions that we make. And so we can talk about all this, what needs to happen, all we want. But unless we change our thought process and our mentality, how we think collectively as a community, none of it is going to come into fruition. None of it. And right now, that is the major problem with the black community, the way we think. And it's not just the young people. It's not just the middle-aged people. It's not just our elders. It's us collectively as a community, the way we think, our thought process. We have to get out of participating. And we have to get out of thinking that the way out of the way to liberate our community is to participate. We got to get out of that. Our major creators right now want you to continue to participate in a system that continues to hunt us, that continues not to create legislation to protect our men or protect us from the medical system. And for me, my opinion, I'm not saying they're wrong. I'm saying my opinion, I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. I believe that we should suffocate the system, stop participating, because contrary to popular belief, they need us. The system needs us. We don't need them. So my thing is, yes, you're right in a way. What else are we doing, right? It definitely should be planning going on behind the scenes. We definitely should be moving underground. You're right, 100%. But we are also right, those of us that use social media to try to reach the masses, to try to change the way we think as a community. And that's why it frustrates me so much. People like me that have the type of content that I have, that I see people on here sharing content of people talking about people's spouses and kids and where they live and what kind of shoes they have on and what kind of clothes they have on and who's deported, who's not deported, who has a criminal record, who doesn't have a criminal record. But they won't share a content piece telling black folks to go buy currency in another fucking country. Why not be a fucking millionaire in another country where you can take that money, buy up land that you truly do own, that you haven't financed, that can't be taken from you from a government that says that they have your back? Like, that content won't be shared. I have a whole live about the system and how it works. There's so many people out here that don't even believe that we have privately owned prisons that are being traded on the New York Stock Exchange. We are a commodity in this fucking society. We are a commodity, specifically our black men. But you can't get anybody to share that type of content, but they'll share drama about talking about each other and dragging each other. They'll share that type of content, but they won't share the real content that really will make change. And that's where my frustration is. And that's why I don't want my name attached to it. And that's why I don't want lies attached to my name. I don't want my name being attached to any of that shit.
Me too. I'm like, when I say I'm just over it, because we literally have been talking about the same thing since 2022, and nothing has changed. And nothing has happened. You get what I'm saying? Nothing. The only thing that they boast on is T. Nathan going to jail on a parole violation that didn't have anything.
That's what I'm talking about. This is exactly what I'm talking about. And I'm just using that example because you brought it up. I'm not pointing out any specific person because all of them do it. They all do. I don't care about that man's record. I don't care.
Exactly.
We live in a society. We live in a fucking society.
But
the black community is over policed.
But what I'm saying though.
But hold on. Let me finish this thought process because I don't want a soundbite to be made. We live in a society where black men specifically are over policed.
True.
So it would be unfair or it would be biased or ridiculous to say that many of them don't have something on their record when we live in a society where black men specifically are being over policed. So I'm never going to cheer on a black man going to prison. Now, with that being said, stealing and robbing from our own community, if that is true, because I don't know if it is.
But that's what I'm saying.
But hold on a second. If that is true, I can't rock with that.
That's true. But what I'm saying, this is what I'm saying though. They talk about T. Nathan, right? But I have seen him out in the street working. I'm not taking up for nobody. I have seen him out in the street working. If they so into our history, most activists went to jail. They didn't care about going to jail. They stood arm in arm to go to jail, standing on what's right. Now, I don't know what he did. I wasn't there. But why are we going to continue to talk about the same thing, the same thing, the same thing, the same thing? What am I doing in my community to make things right? Other than talk about somebody else, what they did 2, 4, 5, 6, 10 years ago. I don't care. I'm done with that. I don't care. People need to focus on what they are doing. Stop worrying about what the next person doing. And maybe, just maybe, we'll be a little bit better. I don't care. All that is garbage to me. I don't care. But I can say some of these same people, that's why I had to sit back and watch. Because some of these same people we are downing, I seen them out in the street working. I have seen them out. I have seen them make video calling out racism, calling out restaurants, calling out this. But and on this side, only thing I have seen from the people that I'm supporting is calling out somebody else. What have we done in our community? Nothing. So don't come to me with that, and we ain't doing nothing. So don't come to me. I don't care about it until you show me what you're doing. Besides talking about the next person, and this person is out here working in the street, I don't care. And I'll stand on my own by myself because I stand on that.
Okay, so I understand what you're saying, but I can't speak for anybody else. I can only speak for myself. And, you know, like I said, my platform, I created it by trying to get black people to change how they think. And that's what I focus on. And then I also put in, you know, tips on what you can do to move abroad, to get away, to stop participating from the system. I also do educational pieces on how the system works and where it continues to keep us trapped. That has been my platform from day one before I even known these people. So I can't speak for these other people and what their intentions are. I can only speak for myself. And my intentions have been the very same since I got on this app, which is the reason why I still have the core supporters that I had from day one, because my message hasn't changed.
But did you lose focus? Did you lose focus when you joined J4P? Did you lose focus?
That's what I said earlier. I did lose focus and lost some of my supporters. And my account got shadow banned. And now I've been double working to get it back. Yeah, I said that earlier. I don't know if you were on your phone call, but I said that earlier. That I lost focus in what I came on here to do. But I've been back for several months now. If you go back on my, like KLR said, she doesn't see content like that. Go back several months. My content is there. Strong as educational pieces. Yeah, the algorithm changed me because I'm attached to that shit. Exactly. I even went in, all the extra accounts that I had, I went in and deleted all of them, hoping that would help my algorithm release me from that shit.
Well, I done vented. I done got it off my chest. It been bothering me. So many supporters are done. Like, we're tired because we see no change.
Got you.
We see no change. There is no change at all. We see absolutely no change. Like I said, we still talking about the same thing since 2022. What have changed? You know what done changed? Groups done broken up. People done fell out with each other. But it's still on all four sides. We still talking about the same thing with no change, no nothing. But the people that doing the work, I appreciate them. I see them. But just to sit on the app and talk about what somebody else doing and I'm not making a change, I can't. I mean, that's useless. That's useless time, useless energy. It's useless.
Like I said, I can't speak for anybody else's platform or their intentions.
And I'm not talking about no one in particular. I see this across.
I just know, you know what I'm saying? All I can speak on is what my intentions are and my platform and what I use my platform for. And like I said, anybody can go back on my platform and look at my content. And it's been the same message from day one. And it will continue to be the messages. What I'm really big doing right now is the purchasing the currency. And that's a huge opportunity for every last one of us, no matter how much money you make. Some of these countries, guys, $1 American is worth $4,000 in that country. And, you know, we have to start sharing information like that with each other because these other folks ain't gonna share it.
And maybe we stop talking about issues that not gonna change and start talking about other issues. Maybe we can see it different. But like I say, just dogging a person out just because we don't like them. Let's move on from that. We see the person not gonna change. They is who they are, and it is what it is. So I'm not gonna keep dwelling on that. I mean, I can't change them. Hey, I don't even know them. Real life, I don't. So their issue is their issue, but my issue is my issue, and I can't change Angie community because you in your own. I gotta change what's going on around me and participate in around me, and not just be on this live on TikTok talking about the next person where they ain't doing what I'm not doing nothing either. That's dumb. You get what I'm saying? Like, why am I
saying, Gucci? But I'll be honest with you. Is it like it feels like you feel some type of way, right? But you feel some type of way. Is it like hold on. It feels like you feel some type of way, right? But you feel be honest with you. Is it like hold on. It feels like you feel some type of way.
I feel some type of way because am I echoing?
It feels like you feel some type of way.
I'm gonna drop out and come back.
So I understand what Gucci is saying, but it's clear that she's feeling some type of way about other people that don't have nothing to do with me, and she's using my platform to voice that. Did you hear what I said, Gucci?
It's not about no other people. It's about
But
The
you
same.
clearly, but hold up. Let's be fair. We being honest, right?
We're being honest.
It's clear that you feel some type of way about other people that don't have nothing to do with me.
No,
And you,
it's as a whole, as black, we always say black women this and black women that, but we constantly tearing black women down every single day. And I have participated in that since 2022. I'm not doing it in 2024 because nothing has changed other than we all talking about the same person over and over again with nothing. Like, I don't have an issue with anyone, but I do have an issue because this is a never ending situation.
right, but we can choose. Hold on, Gucci. We all are adults here, so we can choose to engage or not engage. We don't have to watch. We don't have to watch these lives. We don't have to engage in these lives. We don't have to engage in content. Well, shit, we can cut the app off completely. We don't have to engage.
But people need not to think you're not engaging. Is you're an op. She's an op. She's over there.
No control over that. I'm gonna tell you, like I tell my salespeople when I'm training. You have a circle of concern and you have a circle of control. Anything that you cannot control doesn't need to be in your circle of concern.
That's true.
You cannot control what people are doing on their platform. You cannot control people's thought process, how they think, and what they're going to do. You can't. So it shouldn't be in your circle of concern unless it's putting you in danger or putting your family in danger. And then, yeah, it should be in your circle of concern. And then you should take action accordingly. But what you're saying right now is something that you have no control over. People are going to continue to do and say what they want to do on their own platforms. You just need to control your own situation and just not engage.
But what I'm saying is, speaking for a lot of people, is a lot of people that are afraid to move on because they have seen other people get in docks and they don't want to be involved with that.
I'm sorry, Gucci, but that's weak. They can turn this app off. They can turn it off. Just turn it off. I'm sorry. They can just turn it off. Turn it off. Or go get a private account and keep it private where you can still watch if that's what entertains you.
Well, me, I'm just, like I say, I'm done with it. I'm just done with the negativity. Enjoy if I want to go. You get it? I'm just done. Like, I'm not gonna waste my time talking about nobody with no changes. Like, what are we doing as a whole to make changes? Stop talking. My issue is stop talking about a community that ain't nobody changing.
There's thousands and thousands of us that really
I'm not talking about you. I'm just saying in general.
What I'm saying is, don't pigeonhole it. Just because you see a few people that you perceive not to be changing, it doesn't mean that there's not thousands and millions more that are. So that's what I'm saying. You have to make the choice. Just if it's triggering for you, just don't engage. Because when you take one person that you perceive that's not changing, or two people that you perceive that's not changing, there's hundreds of thousands of more that are willing to work with each other behind the scenes to move in the right direction, in the same direction. That's what I'm saying. And that's why I'm saying, if that's what the way you feel, you perceive, this is your perception, and perception is your reality, then we just got to keep move forward and not engage. You know what I'm saying?
And that's where I'm telling I'm not reaching out, but what I'm saying is, to people that feel like they stuck, stand back and just watch for yourself and take it and move with it. Cause I'm done. Like, I like everybody, and if you haven't done anything to me, I don't have no issue. Other people's issue is not my issue no more. I don't even care. I'm gonna laugh about it when I feel like it's funny and keep it moving. And hey, I like drama. I'm gonna be in some live looking and laughing, but I'm not in it.
I'm gonna tell you the truth. You know how I am. I'm very direct. How you say all of that, what you just said, and then say, but I like drama? The drama is the problem. The drama is the problem.
No.
Hold up. The drama is the problem.
It is the
And
problem.
y'all cheering on that drama is the second problem.
I don't cheer it on, but I'm gonna sit back and look and laugh. But I don't because it's not going anywhere. Let's be real. It's not going anywhere. But I do positive things. I do positive things.
Let me ask you a question. Hold on. Let me ask you a question. Could it go somewhere if every single person, every time that type of shit starts in a lie, every single person disappears and just leaves?
Yeah, and you know what? In certain people, certain creators, I be like, I wish they start entertaining that person because they'll disappear. Certain people, I'm not gonna entertain. I don't care enough about them. You get what I'm saying? But me myself, it's reality. We know drama gonna be drama, but best believe Gucci girl is in them streets in my community working. I'm not, and that's why I don't have to talk about what I'm doing because I'm actually doing it.
I don't like that. And I've heard multiple people say, I'm not going to talk about it. I'm not going to talk about it. But talking is what starts every single revolution.
But what I don't talk about it on this app.
Hold on. On this app, talking period starts revolutions. Before the civil rights movement took off, people were talking in churches. Before the civil rights movement took off, people were talking in people's living rooms, in people's basements. People were talking. That's where it starts. You start talking to change people's mindsets. These people would not have been able to accomplish what they accomplished during that movement had they not talked enough to change how people were thinking at the time. They never would have taken the action to do what needed to be done had they not talked to change how they were thinking. So you may not have meant it that way, but it's not just you. I've heard several people say, you're just talking. But talking is what starts the shit. Because the talking changes the mindset. Changing the mindset gives people the gall to take the action. Because I'm telling you right now, our grandparents, our great-grandparents, they would not have done some of the things that they did to catapult us forward and taken that action had their mindset not been changed. From sharecropping. Because everybody skips slavery and goes right to Jim Crow. What about sharecropping? It changed mindsets. We had to rework ourselves and rewire our brains from slavery, then sharecropping, then Jim Crow, and now mass incarceration. So talking changes that mindset and gets us to start thinking in a different way. You see what happened, how I went from 80-something people when I started talking about the real shit? 36 people. This is what I'm talking about. And it's because y'all want to see drama. You want to cheer on drama. You want to cheer on negativity. But when motherfuckers start talking about the real shit, you don't want to hear it. And that's why they weren't putting me on the front line in J4P. Let's just break the shit down. That's why I wasn't catapulted to the front line. Because I'm coming with real shit. Real shit. It wasn't because I was drunk, because I wasn't always fucking drunk. Which is the reason why I had the platform I had. They knew that didn't nobody want to hear the real shit. I had the largest platform out of all of them and was rarely on the front line on a live. That should tell you a lot. That should tell you a lot. A lot. I don't need to be live. I can come on here just what I've done from day one on my platform and talk right off the top of my head about my lived experience, about my knowledge, about my ancestors' lived experiences. I grew up with a mother that was chased by the Black Panthers because of her stance. The lived experience from my ancestors, the learn up from my ancestors that I brought with me, my education. I'm not talking about book education in these piss poor ass school system. I'm talking about my education listening to my elders, my education listening to people that have already studied in Africa for years and years and years with the elders in Africa. The learn up, the real learn up. That's why I wasn't put on the front line. It wasn't because I was drunk. It's because they knew that nobody wanted to hear the real shit, because the real shit doesn't get the clicks, likes, and views. See what I'm saying? The real shit doesn't get the supporters filing into the lives. But talking about people's kids does. Talking about people's spouses does. Talking about their bodies does. Talking about what their face looks like does. Talking about what kind of shoes they wearing does. Talking about whether or not they got a degree, it brings it in. Talking about their record, their criminal records, it brings in the people in the lives. And none of those topics are anything that I want to fucking talk about.
Fact, and that's where I'm at. Because you know what I do in my community? I take the little boys and girls to prison and let them see the lifestyle of what it's like of being in the prison, to make sure and hope that they don't go down that road. That's what I do in my community. I work with little boys and girls.
I appreciate that, and I appreciate people like you that are doing that. On the flip side of that, the reality is there's lots of our men and women that end up in prison that never did anything wrong.
That's true. That is true, because of fake allegation. One, I worked in the prison system for years in a level 5 prison with death row. I done seen it. Saw a man get out of prison because when this girl turned 18, she went and told the courts that her mother made her lie on her stepdad because he was leaving her for another woman. Said this man touched her and messed with her. But when she turned 18, she did the right thing. So yes, I know it's guys behind prison that doesn't supposed to be there. I know that. But at the end of the day, what are we doing? Because the little children on the street, they look up to the dope boys. They look up to them. So I got to show them the lifestyle of a dope boy when they get caught.
That's all positive. That's all positive. And, I think that more men and women doing stuff like that will help our youth. You know what I mean? I think right now, things like that, and what I'm going to be focusing on too, and what I like focusing on, is teaching the youth how to live off the land. I think that's something that's overlooked, period, in our community. Like, what if they shut the grid down right the fuck down?